Coming to you from Little Rock, Arkansas, welcome to Sips on the Rock with Legacy Wine and Spirits. Join hosts and store owners Johnny Akins and David Bevins, along with product expert extraordinaire Jake Dell, as we chat about booze, news, and other happenings in the wide world of wine and spirits. Now, let's get to sipping.
And we're live. Put your phone down, Jake.
Well,
I'm doing research for the show.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sips on the Rock.
Always be learning.
Welcome
Hello.
to another exciting episode from the number one podcast coming out of Legacy Wine and Spirits.
That's right, the only podcast coming out of Legacy.
You don't have to say that part.
Right? It is the number one.
Number one.
And the last place.
Boo.
If we're the only one, we're first and last, right?
I can do the drums.
That was awful.
That was awful.
Okay. Enough improv.
Yep.
Let's get down to business.
Yep. Get down to it.
So,
Beer and Margfest?
yeah. Next weekend, the 22nd, down at the State House Convention Center.
I see that nice abbreviation up there. Shook.
Yeah. I'm excited about going to that. I think that we should definitely get some tickets and do the thing.
Margarita Festival. This isn't the one that's generally at Heifer, right?
Right. Yeah, it's the same one.
Oh, it's the same one.
No, it's at the
one they've been doing for years.
right.
But it was.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was a beer and Margarita Festival.
They combined. It hasn't always been. They combined them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bigger space.
Yeah.
They're just like, let's do both.
Just knock them out at one time. Well, that's good. That'll be fun.
Get people down there.
They got
Maybe
together.
a spouse who doesn't like beer can go there and drink lots of margaritas.
Nice.
I mean,
And vice versa.
what a hell of a deal.
And it's the State House Convention Center. Did that just start this year also?
It being there?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it was there last
I
year.
mean, let's have it in some AC.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
brilliant idea.
Yeah.
I love that, going to the Heifer International for events, but sometimes, especially this time of year when they have it, it's quite stifling outside.
It's like my wedding.
Yeah, right.
Yes, I do recall, but that was a nice evening. Not hot.
Right. Yeah, it was not too bad.
I recall it being pretty warm.
Yeah, I mean, it was still.
Well, it's not like
when you're
July
wearing
hot.
Yeah.
When you're wearing a suit, it's
The 6 hottest
I
days
mean, he's right.
ever.
Though. Yeah, it wasn't middle of the summer hot.
6 hottest days ever recorded in history were last week.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But no, there's nothing to see here.
Climate change isn't real.
Nothing to see here.
Moving along, folks.
Keep moving.
So Jake pulled these bottles. I am not familiar with
Look at the back. You'll
Axe
chuckle.
and the Oak Distillery.
At the bottom. So Axe and the Oak Distillery.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's a cool story. This group of friends, this group of guys who are really into music and whiskey. One of them decided to start a whiskey distillery, and a couple of his buddies got along with him. And music is tied to a lot of what they do. And on each bottle, they'll write like the tunes that they were listening to when they were.
Yeah, this is handwritten on
Bottling.
here, what they were listening to. In this particular bottle, he was listening to Kanye West.
It says Connie West.
Kenny.
K-A-N-Y. Kanye West.
Kanye West. But they've won tons of awards, gold, platinum, all the spirits competitions. There's, small batch Colorado whiskey.
So
But-
it says on here Colorado Mountain Bourbon Whiskey. So they're going to have to get new labels.
Yes,
Yeah.
they are. The reason we're talking about them is they have decided to move all operations to Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Oh, wow.
Pretty awesome. We were already carrying their stuff, obviously, before, but last time they came, or I guess a couple times before they came through, and he told us that, it was official. I'm sure the land they're getting here is going to be cheaper than in Colorado Springs.
I'm sure.
Right.
But like I know they grow a lot of their grain to bottle type of thing. They're not buying juice from MGP. They're making it all themselves. And that's always a good product to get behind. And it's even easier when it's really good whiskey. This one in the middle blew me away. It's a newer release from them. And it's got a cool story on the back of General William Jackson Palmer establishing Colorado Springs. but it's called the First Stake. And obviously, putting a stake in the ground to establish a town. It is 122.75 proof.
Jeez.
And
So you can start your car with it.
you hear
right.
that and you think it's going to just be gasoline, fire in a bottle. Boy, I could pour that up for you.
It looks dark.
You'd think it was 101 proof, maybe. It drinks so much softer, and the heat is
Well, perhaps you should.
in the best kind of way. And I said this to somebody the other day. It's like on your palate, it just almost evaporates in your mouth.
Well, while he's opening the bottle, which is going to take a second, it's funny that they're moving to Fort Smith, and I think that most people don't know there's a lot of distillery, activity going on in
bottling
and
plant
Fort
over
Smith.
there.
I don't, I'm trying to Kahlua.
Seagram's.
Is all bottled.
A lot of things you wouldn't
Fort Smith.
think are bottled in Fort Smith.
Yeah, Arkansas has got its hands in a lot of stuff that people just have no idea about.
Just kind of a
sticker. Yeah, never even been there. I wonder if they do like field trips,
tours. Would be cool.
It'd be fun. I think
we've seen a bottling line or two in our time, but
not one in our own backyard.
Right. Well,
there you
go. So over in Fort Smith, cool place. I guess we've got friends over there. Shout out to Sodies.
Yep.
In addition to doing whiskey, they also do this Pikes Peak, like White Dog, kind of unaged spirit, and it's made from cane sugar, and it's incredibly like fruity and flavorful, and it's like cream corn is this huge note that it gives off. It's insane. Like cream corn is a big.
So it's a White Dog made from sugar
cane. Yeah.
Huh. So how does that differ from, say, a rum?
They probably could call it a rum, I guess.
Yeah.
You're right. For the amount of heat that should be in this glass, it's surprisingly.
The heat is on the nose for sure.
It is on the nose for sure, but
also that adds to it helps you get the nose better because it jumps out of the glass.
It does kind of dissipate though. It just covers your tongue. That's pretty amazing.
So they were going to do this as a one-off.
Ooh, that is hot.
But I think they loved it so much and it's so popular and they can afford to do it. It's going to be pretty much a year-round for them.
Wow.
Incredible stuff. And then they're making this Citra gin. That's again going to kind of give you some other options from a traditional gin. I know we've talked gin lately, and obviously this has the big juniper going on in it, but tons and tons of lemon peel, fresh bergamot, they say. Yeah. Really versatile and offers up something a little different from a traditional gin. So they have stuff other than whiskey, but where they hang their hat is whiskey, and it's really good stuff.
It is good stuff, and it's a good looking bottle. I think that's a nice shape.
Wood tops,
quintessential whiskey bottle.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, we're excited to get them in the state. We'll have
and so that means we'll see the reps obviously a lot more.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be doing some big tasting events with them, and
when they get in and get established and set up and stuff, we'll obviously have to invite them on to the show.
Right? Yeah. It'd be cool to have them on the show.
Yeah, we need to. There's several folks we got to get in, and some we got to get back in.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a lot of fun with guests, particularly in June. We had a great lineup in June. So
good.
Yeah.
Tobacco, leather.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No. You're good.
He's still geeking out.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
That note, I wish y'all could smell this.
You just shove the microphone into the glass.
As you do.
Actually, I totally got the leather after you said that.
Yeah.
Because taste is what? Suggestive.
Anchor Brewing.
Anchor Brew, yeah. Closing doors.
Sad times.
Anchor Steam is probably like one of the first craft beers I ever had, way back in the day.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people, because it is America's first craft brewery.
130 years.
Gosh.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
How
closing its doors. And who was it? Sapporo bought them.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous, like $85 million or something, and just like a few years ago.
And then they're going to turn around and shut it down.
Yeah.
Seems like a good investment.
Right. But sad day for
$85 million to Sapporo is probably not that much.
That's true, but still,
seems.
I bet they didn't make their money back in 3 years.
No.
Well, speaking of beer, let's talk about Heineken for a minute.
I love talking about Heineken.
They're just like, okay, so Yale has been rating companies, and they initially gave them an A. They've been downgraded to a D because they're not pulling out of Russia. And like, oddly enough, there's a lot of countries, a lot of companies, predominantly in the spirits, beer, and wine arena, that are still just like profiting hand over fist in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
And Heineken said that they were going to pull out, and now they're saying, we're waiting on Russian approval for the sale of our company in Russia, our assets in Russia. So basically, they're waiting for Putin to give them permission to pull out. But like, I mean, lots of other companies have left.
Yeah.
But they're even like doubling down. They're like releasing new products and taking advantage of other breweries leaving the market.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I mean, it's kind of
tisk Heineken.
Yeah.
Tisk.
Your beer's not even good anyway.
Oh, David.
We don't talk bad about
No, we
products
do
on
not.
this
This is
show.
not a product bashing show.
Well, okay. So moving along, Brangelina back in the news.
Oh,
So this is why you that rose.
I had to say we still got that in the state here at Miraval.
Miraval. We do.
Rosé.
I think they sold their stake in it.
Well, so she sold hers.
Okay.
To Stoli,
Uh-huh.
who, speaking on Russia.
Stoli's not Russian.
Well, but Brad is like accusing the guy that she sold to of being a Russian oligarch. And it's just like they're still mudslinging. And it's just messy.
mm-hmm.
Walmart is kind of putting a moratorium, throwing down the gauntlet to all these craft brewers about shared SKUs.
No way.
You know what? I'm kind of glad.
Thank you, Walmart.
Maybe Walmart.
Right.
Maybe they'll actually listen to Walmart.
Right? Yeah. I mean, they won't listen to anyone else. But,
we probably have talked about this on the show before, but shared SKUs. The SKU
What
is
is
the
SKU?
SKU is the barcode
SKU.
on the number on the back of your packages, bottles.
the sign of the beast.
The barcode number. And a lot of times when, especially with craft breweries or any beer really, when they can bring in like a seasonal flavor or something. And
Your Oktoberfest, your Christmas ale, something like that. Some that they don't have out throughout the whole year.
Right. So they'll take one seasonal down, they'll bring another one up, but it shares the same SKU. Well,
same barcode.
For retailers like us, it's like, you can only have one SKU in your system for an item. So you end up having to either create a new SKU or
put a sticker over it,
change it, change the description of it. So it's kind of a headache, and I'm glad that and I guess I can kind of see where's, if I'm not mistaken, I think that the breweries and distilleries, I mean, everybody that has a SKU, they have to pay for that SKU, right?
Oh yeah, they're saving money.
Just trying to save money by not producing a new number for each item, but at the same time, it just cause havoc everywhere. So
the ultimate, not my problem.
Yeah,
you deal with it. But now Walmart's making it their problem.
It's
like they've even said, if they don't comply, they won't carry their stuff.
They'll get cut from the set.
Yeah.
Well,
you don't want that as a brewery.
Yeah,
I'm sure Walmart money is going to outweigh paying for a new barcode.
Right. I'm fairly certain.
So that's actually really cool news for us in our industry. Of course, Walmart generally gets whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
So
we'll see how long that actually takes to work.
And to trickle down to say your Lost 40,
right?
Diamond Bear,
local.
Yeah.
But man, already this episode we've talked bad about some beer and good about Walmart.
That is a total reverse of
upside down.
Day, yeah.
It's backwards day.
Yeah. It is backwards day.
I was reading this article. There's all kinds of talk about surcharges on restaurants and retail shopping, credit card fees, blah 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 blah. Restaurant in I think it was LA or San Fran, I don't know. They getting all this hate mail and threats even because they're putting a 4% surcharge on the tickets for employee health insurance. Like,
What? They're putting a surcharge on the tickets to cover their employees' health insurance?
Yeah.
that is what I
Not
said.
the credit card fees?
No,
I mean, basically it's the same. I mean, it's regardless of how you spin it, they're basically just,
they're upcharging customers,
Right.
To pay for employee expenses.
It's becoming the new norm anymore, where business owners are tired of paying those fees, and they're evaluating whether or not it's worth their time to charge these surcharges. We've even looked at it.
I totally get it. I think we're going to see it more and more wherever you go. I mean, there's already a lot of restaurants here that do the credit card surcharge.
Yeah, the credit card companies rip our heads off, and again, the average consumer doesn't know that
we're paying for your air miles.
we pay a lot of money just for you to have the advantage of coming into our stores and restaurants and to purchase your products and on your credit cards. So it's a hard thing to weigh out for business owners.
So we heard that already all of Pine Bluff is doing it. I don't know many stores here in Little Rock that have started.
Yeah.
But restaurants for sure there are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll see. We don't know. We'll leave. We'll put a pin in that.
Yeah, we're gonna put a pin in that
one. Northwest Arkansas is getting a new soccer team that's like a step below World Cup level, whatever. I don't know.
Step below MLS, you mean?
Maybe. What's MLS?
Major League Soccer.
Okay.
Northwest Arkansas. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, I guess you can fly up there. I mean, there's not a lot of. There's a lot of
money.
No. There's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Transplants up there.
Yeah.
Not. I can't see that going over as well. And
we'll see. We had our own hockey team here for half a second too, and it didn't work out.
We had a couple hockey teams here.
Yeah. And
do you remember the names?
Actually, honestly, it's on the tip of my tongue. The Little Rock one.
Yeah. No.
I'm thinking Lightning or something.
No. So the most recent one, which was still a long time ago, was the River Blades.
I remember them.
It was like a black bear, but the one before that, the Glacier Cats.
I remember both of them.
Yeah. I had some T-shirts from going games back in the day that I loved that I have for years.
That's why y'all are better at trivia than me, because you retain useless information.
Yeah.
So there's this Prime. It's a energy drink that says on it, not recommended for 18 or under. So of course, who's the biggest market?
Right.
4 times the amount of caffeine. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me start that over. Same amount of caffeine as about a half dozen Cokes.
Half dozen Cokes.
6 Cokes in one, bottle of this. Anyway.
Yeah.
Senator Schumer is asking the FDA to investigate.
Mm.
But yeah, it says on the can, not recommended for children under 18. So of course it's going to be.
Yeah.
Who's going to buy it?
Like Surge and Jolt Cola.
Yeah.
Speaking of throwback stuff,
Hard Mountain Dew.
Oh, what else going on?
Oh.
Back up to Northwest Arkansas. They're getting this new chain called Hawaiian Bros. Kind of like it looked a lot like a tropical smoothie, but like all Hawaiian food. A bunch of rice dishes with
poke balls,
chicken and spam and whatnot.
Oh, cool!
Spam, fried spam.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get one down here. I don't know.
That's weird that we're all on board with the spam.
Right.
Spam can be good.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So speaking of eating, golly, Chiba Hut, one of my favorite sandwich shops in town. God, I went there today and I'm standing there, waiting. They're not calling my name. They actually asked me, what's the name on your order? And like, I'm standing there waiting. And so finally I'm like, God, this is taking so long. So I'll pull out my phone. I'm going to look at the timestamp on my confirmation email, which was not in my inbox.
Because when he was leaving the store, he forgot to hit submit.
I mean, I like sat there, put in the order, put in the credit card,
didn't hit the button,
stood up and bolted out the back door. I called Johnny. I was like, hey, look at my screen and see if that order kicked back or what's going on. So anyway, standing there for literally 40, 50 minutes in the heat.
We were getting
no
hungry.
AC. I'm literally dripping sweat standing there. So,
well, you were standing there for just a few minutes waiting on food. Imagine how those employees feel.
That's what I was going to say.
The air conditioners being out.
Yeah. Lord Almighty, that's
terrible.
Because they're do they cook actually in there?
Yeah, I mean they're hot sandwiches.
Yeah. So not they're leaning over hot stoves.
Right.
Are they grilling the chicken?
Right. Yeah.
I think it kind of runs through one of those salamander things.
Still.
Yeah.
Chiba, we hope that you get your air conditioners fixed soon. I know that
sandwich was delicious, as always.
As always, that Cali mist is what I dig. No onions though. So yeah, y'all think about poor people at Chiba Hut today. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. Mighty Peach. We've had we made a comment I think a few episodes ago about the Mighty Rib having their own flavor of ice cream at Lava Lolly, and we said we were going to bring it in. I think it's just finally coming in this week.
Cool,
because
it looks so good.
It does look good. I'm excited about it. So. For those of you that are listening, by the time you hear this, it should already be in the store.
Yeah, it'll be here on Friday, tomorrow, Friday.
Yeah.
Look at what he put at the bottom of the board.
No, absolutely not.
He's got to throw one up there just
to make me squirm.
Yeah.
You remember in hold on, my train of thought will come back in a second.
Mm-hmm.
What's the Amazon comment there?
Amazon.
So the European Union, I guess their legislative body is requiring supermassive techie companies to police themselves better about hate speech and this, that, and the other. And so Amazon is suing the European Union to, basically say we're not a big company and don't fall under this guideline.
You think it's maybe that they're not a media company?
No, see, that kind of threw me off as well. I was like, well, you don't get on Amazon and engage with other people,
right.
But I guess
comment sections,
comments,
reviews?
Reviews, exactly. I mean, there's a where there's a will, there's a way. You
right.
can always be an ass somewhere.
A bigot is going to find an avenue to.
Right, exactly. So yeah, Amazon is not a big company, so they say. Yeah. But right there with Walmart, they pretty much always get what they want.
Yeah.
Except for when I go to the table.
Right.
On this day in history, guess what happened?
What?
Live Aid happened.
What year was that? 89?
80? Yeah, I think it was 87. I don't know. My notes are out of order over here.
We are the world.
1985.
85.
Oh, wow.
I remember it well.
Oh, yeah. I remember it well.
I was 10. Actually, I was July 13th, 85. I was almost 10.
Jake was probably still in diapers.
Birthday.
I was not born yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was but twinkle.
Oh. But a twinkle. So even all that, because you still hear about that concert today, $44 million is all it raised.
Wow.
Which, I mean, I guess in 85, that was a bigger amount of money, but just kind of crazy.
I do wonder what today, and even though it's just, back in the 80s, what the equivalency would be these days.
Right.
The
It seems
Queen,
like
the
everything
Queen
is-
performance was a really famous one.
Oh,
from that,
yeah,
right?
that's like
Yeah.
obviously the
Iconic.
standout
Massive,
from
right.
the whole thing. But so like I didn't know this whole article was kind of interesting. Goes on and on. It's quite lengthy. But Phil Collins, because they did one in Europe
Right.
and one here in the States.
Right.
Phil Collins did both of them.
Huh.
He jumped on the Concorde after he did
Wow.
London's
Wow.
and flew here to get on stage that evening.
Wow.
Right.
Always
Isn't
full
that
of
crazy?
energy. That Phil Collins.
That's Phil Collins. Just flew in from London, and boy, are my arms tired.
Heyo.
But yeah, I mean, it's for those of you who don't recall, don't know, there was to raise money and awareness for African famine. There were a bunch of people were dying of starvation.
Yeah.
And so it did good.
It did good.
We Are the World came out of it. Do They Know It's Christmas came out of it. So like we got some good stuff out of there. That Queen
It's good stuff.
concert. Vidya. We can't talk about that.
Right. Oh, my train of thought came back earlier. So we have behind us, or in front of us rather, a list of all of David's show notes, and we just kind of flip by the seat of our pants sometimes. But think back to the movie Good Morning Vietnam, where the two twin guys were back in that room, like they would look at all the headlines and scratch through all the stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like that guy. Those guys.
Yeah. Nope.
Not covering that.
Well, it is a funny thing that's going on in the world. I mean, I'll put it in the show notes.
Right. Well, picture.
Maybe you can discuss it without that particular topic.
Yeah.
How do you discuss that without that being in the topic?
Just mention the animosity, I guess.
Okay, well, someone is charging someone to do something with a tape measure.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway.
Anyways,
Huh.
Yeah. Well,
he's talking about the feud with Musk and
it
Zuckerberg.
escalated beyond an MMA
It's
ring.
just a big shit show between those guys.
I mean, I don't
Speaking
know.
of, have y'all downloaded the new app?
No.
I mean,
No.
I have.
it looks very much like Twitter.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You shouldn't say that.
I didn't write it.
Yeah.
I didn't
you
put it
can
out
say
there.
it. Yeah.
You could be called to testify because he is suing.
I heard that once you download it, you can't delete it, or then it'll delete your Instagram. I don't know. It can't be true, right?
Download that if you delete.
Where'd
the
you hear
app.
this?
Right. On the internet.
I think that it does. I mean, it does tie your
Right. Maybe
your Facebook and
it'll now
Instagram.
always be active. You can't deactivate your account if you create an account, because then it would deactivate your Instagram account or something like that.
and that's fine. It's all tied together anyway. So it's
Right,
basically the same
right.
account. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not an account for the new app. Which is
Right.
what's it called?
Threads.
Threads. Yes. So
Our band, Two Shot Blondie, has one. I doubt we'll ever use it, but it exists. And one of the guys in the band was like, I made us an account on Threads. So
it's so
there you
pointless. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't for Legacy, I wouldn't be on social media anyways, because I just think it's an incredible waste of time. But I just hate I hate going through and just being in a loop. You just jump in the rabbit hole, just keep on running.
No, it sucks. I agree, it sucks. But
Like I could be spending my time doing much more productive things.
learning a new skill, reading a
There
book.
is so much
Right.
that lives on the internet and lives in social media platforms that our lives would definitely be less without. I mean, think the Mighty Rib. I mean, my God, it's there are things
We'd be
that,
getting Mighty Red by email or reading a blog online.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
But there's good things and bad things. A lot of bad.
You
some
can't
good.
post the most recent photo of food,
right.
in an
Well,
email.
the engagement, the interaction is what you get. Obviously,
Right.
that's part of the good. But then people, just like in real life, decide to be dinguses.
Dingus.
Well, but I guess that's the one thing I can say that as far as social media is concerned is I will look at the picture, I will look at the actual original post, but I refuse to dive into comments. because
Yeah.
you will just absolutely lose your mind.
It's fun. Sometimes it's fun. I used to comment and then argue with strangers.
I mean,
And I weaned myself off it. Don't do it anymore. I save that for the Razorback Sports message board. But even then, not a lot. But it's still fun to look at comments, and especially local news affiliate
my
Facebook
God.
pages have some of just
like,
the worst of the worst.
that's because we have some of the worst people here.
No.
I'm talking about everywhere. Arkansas,
Everywhere.
sure, but everywhere. Yeah. Everywhere has got them. But it's like everybody from a little tween to somebody's grandma and everything in between. And they feel like their opinion is right.
Of course.
And then the news stations will share purposefully, inflammatory articles or stuff to get people fighting because that's engagement. And then it gets their page shown more,
Well,
so-
and they can charge them for advertising the more engagement they have.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah. It all tracks back to the money.
Oh, yeah.
Almighty dollar.
All right,
Oh,
folks.
Rizzle.
We have hit our time. And
Already?
do we have any guests coming up? anytime
Fun
soon?
off-topic episode that was. I don't think we have anything scheduled. If you want to be on the show, reach out to us.
We've still got, Origami Sake.
Yeah, get ready for that. That's going to happen.
That's going to be a cool show.
Beginning of August, fingers crossed. We were told first week of August.
They're just so busy out there getting
Yeah.
Get everything up and going.
everything finalized.
I'm super excited about that and trying all the new sakes. We've had, I forget who, one of our staff members, Dexter, did go and try some of them. They said they were amazing.
Well, there's only
Well,
two, so
yeah,
don't get crazy.
Well, they only tried 2 in the tasting room.
there's
they
only
only- they
two.
only have
Okay.
We only have two.
there could be more to come.
Yeah. They talked about,
But they're
but-
Try and get
opening
crazy.
yeah. Try all the tons of delicious
flavors.
Pineapple sake.
all both of them.
All both of them. Well, I'm sure they're amazing anyway.
Well, they are incredible.
They are very good.
Yeah.
Not a sake guy right here, and I really enjoyed them,
Yeah.
especially that unfiltered cloudy
Yeah, I
one.
mean, I was nervous about trying that one, but it was super good.
Yeah, super good. David Bevins, 2023.
Right. Write that one down. All right, folks. That's all the time we got for today. We'll see you next time. Keep on sipping.
Clink, ching ching.
Remember to subscribe to our podcast, Sips on the Rock, and like us on all the socials to keep up with what's new in the wide world of alcohol. Shop LegacyLR.com for curbside pickup or local delivery. Remember, for better service and better selection, shop local. Please enjoy responsibly. Cheers.